We often neglect the power we wield when using our phones and laptops on a day-to-day basis. We also neglect the effects of climate change in our present day and how important it is in our lives today. These two things aren't completely unrelated, however. After going over many articles and books on the capability of hybrid vehicles and their impact on climate change, I aim to prove their usefulness in tackling this climate change dilemma. In this speech, I'm going to go over the problem of climate change, the capabilities of hybrid vehicles, and the prospective future by using this technology. So what's our problem here? Well, the global CO2 emissions is too high, and that's one of the driving contributing factors behind climate change. According to the book Global Warming, A Peculiar History by Ian Graham, which was published in 2010, higher emissions lead to a greater impact on our environment due to the greenhouse gas effect. By increasing more gases into the atmosphere, we increase the insulative effects that our atmosphere has on Earth. According to Reuters, a UK news organization who published the article 5 Pacific Islands Lost During the Rising Seas as Climate Change Hits, which was published in May of 2016, 5 whole islands in the Solomon Islands region were completely sunk and are now underwater, and 6 other islands had large areas of their island completely sunken, which caused the destruction of many villages, relocating many families in the area. This loss of land doesn't just stop at some random islands in the Pacific, but will happen all over the world, even in California. But this doesn't have to be our future, and this is a problem we can fight now. By integrating hybrid vehicles into our streets, we can reduce emissions and see a dramatic change in our cities. According to Ravel Howard Walcott's analysis newsletter, which was published in 2019, hybrid cars produce 34% less emissions than gasoline-powered or diesel-powered vehicles. This is a great increase or decrease in our emissions, and while not completely stopping our emissions, it'll buy us some time and help improve the state we're in right now. While it's not a revolutionary change and it won't be anything too dramatic, there would be plenty of positives that come from this. With a moderate amount of people that would switch from conventional to hybrid vehicles, or maybe even an all-electric, we can really significantly decrease our emissions and even see safer roads ahead. According to a news article published by Jerry Edgerton in November of 2011, hybrid cars are actually 25% safer for the occupants inside. They were 25% less likely to be injured or die in a car accident. And this is just one of the benefits that we would have by switching over to hybrid cars. According to Joseph Breda, the author of the book Automotive Electricity, Electric Drives, published in 2010, by driving a hybrid car, we could save from 30 to 40% of our fuel economy. That's 30 to 40% of your money coming back to you while you're not spending it on gasoline or diesel. And that's 30 to 40% of emissions that aren't going into our atmosphere again. With that money, you could save up to renovate your furniture or do other things that make you happy. There are some consequences, though. With these cars, by integrating more electronics into them, maintenance might get a little pricier. That happens with any car. The more parts you add to it, the higher the likelihood that you'll have to go get it replaced at some point. Now, we all have our part to play in climate change. And if you're looking for a new car or trying to replace something, a hybrid would be a greener and cost-effective choice to help the environment. This is one of the fronts of this battle of climate change, but it's one that we can take and one we can do now. So this is the problem. We have climate change and we need to do everything we can to slow it down and stop it. Hybrid vehicles are a great way to do that. And even if we do that today, or maybe tomorrow, hybrid vehicles make a safer environment for us and a cleaner one all around. So at the end of the day, that battery in your phone and that battery in your laptop, it could be getting you around and making the world a better place. Thank you.